Show your love.
Where them dollars at?
Show your love. But we're going to bring in my main man, my brother, Crazy Dion. Hey, D gonna go at y'all. He gonna have some real, for real. And watch how he come in all smooth. He gonna have this green screen, perfect light. Watch this. Watch how Crazy D come up in this piece.
Oh, y'all look good. I gotta give me one, man.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Crazy D. Oh, here he comes. And oh, look at that. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Like the great kazoo.
See how he roll up in there like that. And I do want to say, because people, since I've used this background, people have been asking me about what's behind me. This is original artwork from our girl September Shy, a dope artist on canvas. Dope artist on canvas. And she's on Facebook, she's on Instagram, she's on Twitter, September Shy. And this in and of itself is for sale. This, I don't own this. She let me hold it, and this is called Black Girl at the Chalkboard. And if you ever saw what was on here, just everything on here is just like super.
Is it in chalk or is it just supposed to look like chalk?
No, it looks like, okay, you see the little girl.
I'm like, that make me nervous.
You see the little girl behind me.
Oh, that's
standing and she's standing on a soapbox.
Oh, okay, that's gorgeous. That's awesome.
And so it's different affirmations, it's Nikki Giovanni, Gordon Parks quotes on here. Oh, this is like crazy dopeness.
How much is she selling it for?
Okay, she's selling this one. I think it's like I think it's 3,500. Oh, it's huge. I don't know if you know how.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't afford it, but that's really.
I need the $35.
I mean, it's beautiful.
It takes up the wall.
I need the keychain one. Did she make one for the keychain?
Now, you talk to her. You can work out. She said she will do a print. She does. She will do a print of this and sign it. She can do a large print. She can do a smaller print. She can do a print this size, which is huge.
Because you know we love t-shirts here.
Anyway, talk to September. Y'all are working out, but I do have some people negotiating on that 3,500 price. They're not willing to pay exactly that, but they coming close. So,
so
I'm gonna have to get a whole different background after we do this. All right, but my man, my mellow, this brother has, unlike J. Kool, who just is on the chat and can never get in the room.
That's crazy.
Until just now, he worked it out. But my man, Crazy Dee, and see, y'all stopped my build, because when I was saying that I'm gonna be on with Jay Quan on Sunday. 7 o'clock, May 31st, 7 o'clock, and you can follow him his live on Facebook at Jayquan, Jayquanva, because he's from Virginia. Jayquanva on Facebook. Not only just to see my interview, to see all those dope interviews that he's been doing over the last about a month. But on June 7th, I will be interviewed by this brother right here. And he told me he did research. He going all the way in and back with some questions I probably have never had to deal with on various topics. So I will be interviewed by the man here right now, Crazy Dee, Crazy Dion, on his podcast, June 7th, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. He can give you all those particulars. You'll be seeing information and flyers about it on my pages, on his pages. But the one and only Crazy Dee, talk to me, King. Talk about what you have going on, about the upcoming piece you're doing with me, and I know you have questions for these filmmakers. And say what's up to, I don't know if you know DJ Chris Styles. He that new hot dude in Cleveland now, up in hip hop.
He's that dude.
He that new dude up in hip hop now in Cleveland, making things move.
And real quick, I want to give a shout out, more intro to Crazy Dee too, because I'm on here because he sent me some instructions and he been looking out for me. And and he been sending me copies of the interviews, because when he popped on, I'm like, man, how we get that? So Crazy Dee has definitely been a help, man. Appreciate it, man.
That's a good brother, man. That's a good brother.
His story is definitely gonna make it in the documentary. That was part of the joy of doing the documentaries. You'll run into some of these cats. You'll be like, that's right, he was doing all that. So
all right, my man, talk to me, D.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. First of all, what's up, Chill? What's up, DJ Chris Styles? What's up, Stacey Malone? And of course, J. Kool.
what up?
I've had your music on the Film Review Music Review Show. It bangs. I can't wait to hear more. The Film Review, Movies, Music, Culture, Politics, Society podcast every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's where Cleveland is, North Carolina, all that. We review culture within society through the politics, through music and movies, and how movies and music depict what was in the society at the time. That's what we do on the review. Music, Culture, Politics, Society podcast every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific on June 7th, 2020. I am honored to have the first big MC from Cleveland, Ohio, Kevin M. Chill Hurd on. We're going way back.
El Capitan.
Just a little one on the way today. We're going to be talking about his music. We're going to talk about college, his music. I'm going to ask him why he never got on the turntables. If he did, what was the result of it? But I'm not going to give too many questions. We're going to talk about his releases. We're going to be talking about the future. We're going to be talking about his interview with Halle Berry. So we're going to hit everything. Call and post, how that happened. You know, just the inside thing, the inside game, because we make sure that the next generation has the information so they don't have to fall over the same stumbling blocks. You know what I mean?
Right. My man, Crazy D. D, I know you have questions for these two filmmakers on something that is much needed. Our story needed to be told. A lot of people were talking about telling it and couldn't get it done. And now these two are making this into a reality. So what question do you have a question for these two filmmakers about this project?
Yeah, first of all, I was telling J. Kool that I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait because it needed to be done. But for Stacey, I have this question because I heard you said that you didn't know that hip hop existed in Cleveland until Bone Thugs. What is the one essential thing that you've learned about the Cleveland heartbeat in hip hop since you've joined the documentary?
Well, I said the biggest thing that I didn't know was just how important Cleveland is as a city for music and for everything. Everything has to come through us, and I didn't know that about our city and about the hip hop scene. Like I said, just learning the stories of how these artists work together and. But mainly the hub thing. The main thing was I didn't know how important Cleveland was as a place in hip hop, and that was probably the biggest thing that I learned from what I've gotten so far. I mean, all the stories are different and similar in some ways, but for the main part was just how important Cleveland is as a city.
Our impact is bigger than our image.
Right.
No. Well, that's like kind of an external. But what I'm asking, what did you learn about the heartbeat of Cleveland, Ohio, and hip hop? Because there is a heartbeat, and it's something that sets Cleveland apart from any other city that did it, even the one who created it.
Well, the main thing is Cleveland. We're hard workers. We're a blue collar city. You know, it takes a lot, number one, if you're here in Cleveland, to be impressed. That is for sure. And so for the people who are able to break through that Cleveland And you know, the drive that they have is just amazing to me, because again, it's hard to get people here in Cleveland to like your stuff and you from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got somebody down the street that do it. I got a cousin that rap. Yeah, I got this that rap. You know, so it's like, oh, you got a cousin rap too. Okay, you have to be really good. You have to prove yourself here. We're not fake. We're not we real, and we're not going to take fake stuff. We're not going to take. So that's the heartbeat I learned, is that we're real. We don't take any you know, any fake things going through it, and it takes a lot to make it here. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's right.
Because Cleveland people don't care. At the end of the day, if you whack.
That's the main heartbeat that I wanted to see if you had picked up that, you know, my boy does it up the street.
Right. Right.
And who are you? And then you have
Right.
to prove all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you raise up, then you've actually come through the trenches. So when you travel out someplace else, you know what I'm saying, people can see the hard work and the determination and the drive that you have, and they usually gravitate to you. So that, yeah.
And just to learn how all these Cleveland artists reached out and touched I guess you could say more mainstream artists, like, you know, the experience Chill had with, like, you know, Biz Markie and everybody up there, and J. Kool going down to deal with, you know, the Dungeon Crew, and everyone having their hands touch different parts of hip hop. You know, Yanni going down to Atlanta and going, you know, blowing crazy. You know, so all these different things touch. Right, exactly. So exactly, going out to LA, Todd Sam's went out there. So we have so much of our culture here in Cleveland that is spread out and touches everything. We touch everything.
Yeah, that's what I learned when we went to the Impact convention in Reno years back. Now everyone, once we had on shirts that said CDMP from my record store at the time, and on the back I said Warrensville Heights, Ohio. You would never know how many people from Ohio, different parts of Ohio, are in the thick of the music business until you wear a shirt. Everyone is running up talking about, you from Ohio? I'm from this Ohio, this Ohio, this Ohio.
Okay, yeah.
Like, Ohio is big within it, and this documentary will put Cleveland, I believe, into its rightful place. What's the tagline? Do you have a tag? Have you developed a tagline for it?
J. Kool just been saying it. He just said it. I don't know if everybody heard it. But go ahead and kick it.
Cleveland's impact is bigger than its image, and we need all y'all to say it on here too, don't we, Stacey?
Yep.
Cleveland's impact is bigger than its image. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm rocking.
Well, my shirt
Cleveland's impact is bigger than its image.
Oh, Cleveland's impact. Okay, I got you.
My shirt.
Chris, you like you trying to get something in there, King.
I need my shirt for that.
Yeah, you gonna get it. We got merch coming.
And I do want to ask. I want to ask J. Kool this because you've conducted all of these interviews. So and what's up to my man Kevin Taylor, another filmmaker who's watching us right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
What old school? Okay, obviously outside of not including myself. What old school person that you interview says something really cool or something that stands out to you right now? And what newer person, when I say new, because y'all been talking to old school people, but you know, you got like old school, and then people later on.
Mid school, old school.
So what is your so far one of your favorite most, not one of the most standout or one of the everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, it was dope, but just you personally, something that you heard from, and we got Lady Skill, speaking of old school,
we got to interview you too, Skill. We need you.
What old school person that you interviewed said something really cool that stood out to you, and what person that came after that said something that kind of stood out to you?
Okay, and first of all, I want to say too, I don't even know if I want to get this thread buzzing, but Cleveland's hip hop history is a trilogy. It's a holy trinity. It is Coach Cheese, it is MC Chill, and it is Johnny O. And I would like to see somebody dispute that in any comment moving forward. So I would have to say probably Johnny.
J. Cole was somebody disputing that in the past?
Nope, I just want to put it out there to see if we can even get anything, because that's a lot of the things of the hip hop, the documentary. I'm telling people like it's gonna be dope because I might not be able to get everybody in, but I will be able to tell Cleveland's story from the source. Like I know the cats that really did everything, and we all cooperated and we made this. And shout out to our squad too, Roy Dunnigan for executive producing this.
Verse.
Yep, this is not free, y'all. So go to J. Roy's and Stackers and drink up and play the jukebox.
Play a lot of the jukebox.
Right.
And shoot like that.
And we had came together, man, and nobody could have did this, y'all. This is a huge project to get everybody to get these interviews and all the people that's mad. I would be like, man, y'all can shoot y'all on, but man, not even counting the setbacks. We had a setback where all the footage was gone. Like, oh my God, like we had to start over. Chill was mad. Like, I ain't doing it again, J. Cole. I was like, man.
That's when you went out and got Stacey to make me feel better.
Yeah, just the link Stacey, and I lost. Somebody walked with all the footage, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, so that's when Stacey and Roy stepped in, and we just started putting it together, man. But to answer your question, man, Johnny O, man, kind of story is kind of cool to me, man. A lot of stuff he was doing, because I didn't know, like, he was there, like, the whole time. He was going to Youngstown State. He always made money. He been a union steward. You know what I'm saying? John in construction. He built, like, the Coliseum or the
gun arena.
He did gun arena. Like, I'm like, y'all, so John really kind of, his whole story, like, you don't know people's story till you interview them. And some of these people blew me away. I knew Chills, and I've been around Coach Cheese, but John kind of blew me away. He started on dirt bikes.
And by the way, when he say John built Gun Arena, he supervised the people. He was the boss of the people.
He would hire you.
He hired the people. Johnny O is a boss. He wasn't out there with cement in his hand and concrete dust in his hair. No, he's a boss.
Yeah.
All right, now go ahead. So you have Johnny O. And by the way, I see my man Golden Ray is trying to get in the building. I saw you popped in, Golden Ray, and you popped back out. But if you're trying to come back in, go ahead and come back in. Okay, so that was your OG. Now, that was your triple OG. So what was your other, I won't call him a single OG, but who somebody came after Johnny O, after me and Coach Cheese?
I'm gonna give you one, and I'm gonna challenge Stacey on this too. We can't go into the story, but we do gotta say who was your favorite interview? Like, we've talked about this before. Like, who was your favorite interview? Like, our cameraman loved Brains. Like, he didn't know Brains from a can of paint.
Oh.
But when Brains came in there and told the story, he's like, I love that cat. Like, what is that? So yeah, I got a funny one for y'all. I tell you who we interviewed, and I completely didn't know it, and he will be all in this documentary. Bees Portier. Bees is, I didn't know all the stuff that Bees did. I knew he was good in the hood.
He gave us a lot of footage.
He had footage. He had documentation.
He had a lot of old school.
He was with Scott Storch. When you listen to the beats, he had Scott Storch on his original beats, and I was like, wow, that's right. Them beats was crispy. So Bees kind of he took me aback. Brains interview was good. Paycheck.
Ooh, TLC was hilarious.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Some of these have been a total pleasure, man. So Suave them was, of course.
Gotti, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't there for them.
Yeah.
That was before me.
Because we did Suave them before her. But yeah, Bees Portier, and definitely out of y'all, because like I said, I was more familiar with you. John kind of blew me away. I knew he was a triple OG, but and even when I talked to you, I doubled back. Like you said, I would always check the story with you. You was like, yeah, John was right there. Like, if I was rapping this week, John might have popped up the next week or something.
That's right. And I will say on on the sizzle reel, on the trailer that you released, the one of my favorite parts, just watching the trailer, is two things. It's the energy that you can see that Brains has during his interview, and my man Casper C.
Yeah.
So in the trailer, the sizzle reel, just the energy that I see from MC Brains David, that's my brother, and my brother Casper C. The energy that you see in those little clips shows you that this is gonna be something like
Hey,
super
look.
duper dope.
Shout out to everybody too, Chillin'. You interview people just for the record, man. Just for love of Cleveland, man. When we did these interviews, everybody kind of, perked up. It was like, shit, I get to tell my story. Like, they was all into it. Nobody was like, well, let me do this shit.
Like, I matter.
Everybody was like,
that's
oh,
the best
hell
thing.
yeah, it's on the popping. So,
Coach
Lori
C's
was my
cried.
favorite.
Coach C's cried.
Yeah, that was just funny too.
I got a question. How far did y'all go? Like the time period? How far did you guys go up? Because Cleveland hip hop expands so long. It's extensive. It's extensive. How recent did you where did you stop it? Did you just do a small excerpt of the era they have from 05 to 10 or 05 to 16?
no,
that's a whole other era of Cleveland hip hop for making waves.
I'll answer it. I'll give you some of the answer, and I'll let Stacey take over too. Look, she crossed her hands.
Because it was two camps. It was a camp, the royalty camp, did they thing. You know what I mean? So it was another uprising per se.
Yeah. We will be stopping around Bone, and we'll be mentioning that in anticipation of a 2. But okay. I had planned to do it. I had planned to do it from the beginning to now. And Stacey and Jill even got me too.
It would have been a 40-hour documentary.
I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this because I know how those guys are, and I know what they're going to say when they see it. They're gonna be like, "Hold up."
Yeah, but no.
Well, okay. Well, my vision for it is that no one can deny that out of Cleveland, the biggest selling group is Bone. Can't deny it, can't refute it. So there's the way you can kind of look at it is before Bone and after Bone.
Yeah.
Because in a sense of the parts, because you have the evolution of it coming here. You've got, the radio station and it being played there. You've got all of the marketing that comes. We've got the record stores that were really popular. So we've got to set up everything of the foundation. And that's where we're really spending most of our time on the film, is the foundation of here and the culture of the graffiti. It's not just hip hop, the whole culture itself. It's not just the music. So the dancing. So we have to try and get all that in. So, we have before Bone, after Bone, and we do want to touch on, because it was kind of a little bit of a, I'll say drought, because I ain't from hip hop. Ain't nobody gonna come to me. I don't care. There was a bit of a drought until Ray Cash came around and Fat Al. There was a little bit of a drought between Bone and then. There really wasn't anything coming out of Cleveland. And then Ray Cash and
we learned all this, y'all. She didn't know none of this before we started.
Well, no, okay, now I told you I went to elementary school with Ray Cash, so I knew him. That was start. Everything from before Bone, I don't know. I know after Bone. I didn't know before Bone. Remember?
It's the extensive guys after, yeah.
And just for the record, man, while
a lot of producers too.
And just for the record too, real quick. I'm sorry, short, brief push. Shout out. We do want Kid Cudi. If y'all watching this, we need Kid Cudi. Anybody got connects to him? We definitely looking for him. Bone Thugs, Yanni. You know what I'm saying? Dean Rufus, we need you in here. Bud McFarlane, MGK. I'm saying, and my boy Fatty. I could get to Fatty. I ain't been seeing him, but I do.
And it's like I can understand people and some rappers who might be upset that they're not in this, but the main thing is we have to show how we impacted outside of Cleveland. And if you didn't do that, I can't help you right now.
Ooh, that's my director.
You know what I mean? Period. I mean, because we only have so much time. So there was a lot of guys that have done stuff and it's really great, but it's like if you have not done a significant impact for this portion of this film that we're working on, you know, we can't just put every person that had an album. There was a lot of it. Again, my cousin rap. So, you know, we have to make sure that we,
Crazy
you know,
Dee
are
laughing about that.
Yeah, that's the real director there, y'all.
So it's like if you're not impacted, because the thing is, people in Cleveland, because people in Cleveland know people who rap here in Cleveland. That's great. But we're trying to sell this outside of Cleveland. And so if we don't have somebody that the people outside of Cleveland can connect, I'm from Cleveland and I didn't know these people. So how are we supposed to expect people not from Cleveland to know some of these people?
Yeah, but see, that's the only thing I know, because I lived outside of Cleveland for extensive, and they know the guys who was outside of Cleveland. And my always thing was always like the guys that are in Cleveland that are making waves. They might not make national waves, they make regional waves. You know, because like everybody associate Cleveland with Bone, and I hate that because we are more than Bone. Like I personally, just because they did their thing in their time. I think was like we have so many, like we say Yanni had one of the biggest hits of all times with Trey songs.
Yanni, come on in. We need a Zoom conference. Go ahead.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Things like that. Ray Jr. did his thing like nationally.
My man Ray
Jr.
Call on in. We need you too, Ray Jr.
Tipsy. In. I mean, that tip the joint for in the club he had, like that was all over everywhere. So I love what you guys are doing, but I know that it's gonna be a section of guys like, hold up.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
So are you talking about like Ray Jr.? Because we want Ray Jr. I mean, tell me a person that you're talking about, because again, I don't know them. So you're telling me there's some dudes, I don't know them. So I can't.
But you know what? Let me tell you, Chris Styles. I was just like you.
Hold on. Crazy Dee has his hand up. J. Cool, go ahead and finish that thought. And I want to say something, and I want to bring in Crazy Dee. Go ahead, J. Cool.
Yeah. I had the same attitude you did, Chris Styles. And when I brought Stacey on, I'm telling you, she just brought the filmmaking on it. Like me and you speaking from the heart. Like it's a bunch of guys out there, man. I need to get my dude in there, man. They was killing it. I remember doing stuff with them. And she like, dude, we got a limited time. We need sizzle and pop. We trying to sell this to the kid in Indiana and San Diego and San Antonio need to look at this and be like, wow. Like Netflix need to look at it. This ain't something we trying to make for YouTube for everybody in Cleveland to like. We trying to make a real sizzle, a real documentary. And if this pop, we gonna move right to the Ray Jr. I mean, I'm saying Ray Cash and Ray Juniors, and I would love to Pooh Gutter. I like them cats. Al, and they did something dope too that, you know what I'm saying, I can't wait to get a hold of, because when they was going to the high schools just selling their stuff, that was dope. But we just don't have enough time to go to current. And we will mention them to some extent, but we don't have enough time to go extensive, because a documentary is supposed to be like an hour and 24 minutes. And when I first brought Stacey on, she was like, just do the math. That's all you got to do. Like, if you got 144 people, or, you know what I'm saying, all these people, divide it into this, and you can get them all 14 seconds apiece. And she was like, that ain't gonna work. She came in like, we need a story, we need this, we need that, and we fit the people in it.
All right, real quick, and we got an OG in the building, Patrick Jones.
Centipede.
I was gonna say, anybody know who that is? That's Centipede. DJ Centipede. And I had this talk. This what you talking about right now, Chris? I had that talk with J. Cole. Because I said, no matter, you can interview 1,000 people, it's gonna be 1,000 more that's not gonna make it in. And you know, you just got to make up your mind as a filmmaker, what story you trying to tell. Secondly, just like you repping for those people, I was repping for, because just like, okay, now we, you know, they talk to a lot of OGs and cats. Man, I got a million other people that were integral in the fabric of what made Cleveland hip hop that are not in here. So I'm gonna have a zillion people, come to me like, damn, chill. Oh, we didn't have nothing to do with, I mean, J.
Yeah,
Cool, no,
we have a section.
I talked to
We
cats
have a
like
section about women.
little Cleveland's Little C, Share the Light. I had my cats for Raptism on the other day. Man, a zillion DJs, and that's another thing, because what I wanted to make sure was it's a hip hop documentary, not just a rapper's documentary. So, I needed those elements in there, and I like, I want you to make sure that you reach out to the b-boys, to the graffiti artists, to to the DJs, not just to the MCs,
Renzo.
but so I mean, because it's gonna be graffiti artists coming saying, "Oh, we not Cleveland hip hop. What's up with that?" So I said you got to know what type of story you trying to tell, and you gonna have a problem because it's gonna be people left out. That's gonna happen. Go ahead, Crazy D, rock with us.
No, well, first of all, like I said before, I can't wait to see it. It's going to leave people wanting more, and then that's when the next generation,
right.
They said that
because I figure you're going to be going through 3 or 4 different eras right here in this particular one, right? So leading into coming into the new era and moving forward and bringing in other things like, I see it. I hear what y'all saying, and I see like Netflix picking it up and saying, give us 6, 7 episodes, 2 hours, and
thank you.
Go through and you tell the story on different parts, graffiti, done.
Right.
More specialized to the DJs, more to the MCs, new era, cap rap. You know what I mean? All that came through. But I have a question for you, J. Cool. What was that like?
Somebody got an airplane flight. Crazy D got an airport in his backyard.
What's going on?
No, it's my fault. I live next to the highway. That was a truck.
Okay, I thought Crazy D had like a plane landed in his on the strip.
Startled.
Plane landing. That's what I.
That was a truck. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a good mic.
I hear. Yeah, it's right there. J. Cole, what was it like being signed to Profile under Catch 22? What was that like? Like, what did you experience, and did you get the love from your city that you expected?
You know what, man? Ain't nobody never asked me that, man. That's pretty cool. Maybe it's a rap back in the day. Let me not say that. But being signed, man, was kind of cool. Just to give a quick backstory, man, of being signed, just the whole story was just glorious to me. I went to New York my first time. Chill took us. He was putting people in the seminar, like Surge and Bango. Bango went, I didn't go that year, and they was talking about it at the house. So the next year, he took Surge, and I think he was an alternate or something.
The World Supremacy Rap Battle at the New Music Seminar.
Yeah. So he started taking Surge out there, and I remember me and Mellow Rock broke into all the games at John Carroll, and I went out there with like $88 in quarters. But when Surge went out there rapping, we was just rapping in the crowd for anybody. We was battling everybody. Like if you formed a rap circle, we will get in it and start knocking their heads. They couldn't believe we was from Cleveland. Like it's kind of hard to tell this story unless somebody would like Chill is with us, because we was out there cracking heads. And not only that, Chill Surge came in second and did real well.
It should have came in first.
Yeah, he should have. In the course of us rapping, we would blow guys away, and people would walk up and be like, "Hey, that was good. Here's my card. Here's my card." So we went about our business, whatever. Chill got all the cards. All of a sudden, hey, Chill, tell me if I'm right on this. Chill called us over one day and said some dude called me from Profile, and he said, "Fucking thank you." And we started getting the offer from Profile. We started negotiating with them, and it was just wild, man. Like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, we gonna be the first people ever to get a first group. Like Chill was the first person, and he got us signed as the first group in the history of Cleveland to sign a deal. It was euphoric. And give credit to my city, man. I fucking hated that record that we put out. And my city never hated on me, man. I say this to this day, man. Like people be like, man, Cleveland full of haters. Like I've never really put out a song and they was like, hey man, J. Kool, that was straight garbage. Like, man, I never.
People are haters if you suck.
Yeah, I never had that problem, but the record didn't go much. And just a small footnote to the story, Crazy Dee, we gave them our record, and when it came out, it was our voice, but not our beat.
Oh.
And we learned at that time in the contract that you don't own your record. The record company owns it, and if they want to change it, if they hear bells in your record, they could put bells in your record. And I was just like, oh my God, but the time signing it, like, oh, I tell you what, when we got them profile jackets, it was a good time during the time it happened. Let me say you, like, you know what I'm saying? We did, the check came like we might have signed on a Tuesday or something. The check might have came by Thursday or something. We was down there recording at Drake, Great Tracks, was it, Chill?
Yep, the Great Tracks.
With Pete Seifert. Is that it? Bruce Seifert. Bruce Seifert. Shout out to Mike Seifert.
His son.
Yeah. And let me tell you the funny thing about Mike Seifert. We down there recording our record in 91 with Bruce, and it's this little dude, his son, turning on all the equipment. And I'm telling you, this dude has got to be like 9, 10, or 11 or something. He wasn't big. And I told him, like, hey, man, you're going to grow up and be great one day. Don't you forget me. And, you know, Mike turned out to be dope. But we mixed that record a bunch of times with EQ, and we didn't get it right. The record company didn't accept it until we called Mike Chapman in. We had to call in the big guns. And Mike
called my old producer.
Yeah, we called Mike Chapman, and he mixed the record. Over there at Great Tracks, man, it came out, and like y'all, I heard y'all talking about this earlier, man. When we heard it on the radio, I don't know who played it, but I know I was in my car when I heard it, and we jumped out that mug. I stopped in traffic, like, they playing my song. I'm about to be famous. I told y'all, I got this jacket.
You still got that jacket, Jay?
What? Oh man, lost it to a girl in Texas. The only jacket left, I still got one here. It is this a real profile jacket. Iron Mike still got his.
There you go.
But we went out there in these jackets, boy. We was the flyest thing in Cleveland. Like, how y'all get a deal? Chill them is Final Conflict. We having drunk jams. Man, it was.
And those the for real leather sleeves. But I want to say what's up to and see, here we go. Like Centipede is saying, hey, J. Kool, you got to get Quincy Taylor. So, you know, Big Hef. I mean, it's a lot of people
already.
We got him.
Okay, see, there you go, Centipede. What's up to my sister Mika? What's going on, Sanette? I got my people from my hieroglyphics squad watching us. Also, what's up? We got a legend in the house, J. Kool. My man Craig Baxter is watching.
Stereo.
My man Stereo.
He's like an unsung hero in Cleveland hip hop, y'all.
Stereo, one of the most talented.
I got you.
Stereo, one of the most talented brothers to ever. I'm talking about producer, singer, rapper, beatboxer, dancer. He might have done graffiti. I don't know, but
yeah.
And he's a bad boy, and he's balling right now. He's bossed up, doing a whole lot of things, and I'll let everybody know right now. This is an exclusive. Stereo sent me a beat.
Okay.
Last week, Stereo sent me a beat last week. He said, "Chill. I don't even know if you're still rapping or if you're not rapping, but I got this track for you. Let me know." Man, that track was so dope, man, and brought tears to my eyes. I said, bro, I'll have you those lyrics in a few. So I'm already
I'm
two
jealous,
verses.
Man. I still flow.
Two verses done, and the half of the third one. And he was like, "Chill, I'm doing stuff for all kinds of people, but I always wanted to work with you." And you know, cause Stereo, he out somewhere balling, he doing national stuff. He said, but you know, he said, I don't even know if you rap or not still, but I wrote this track for you to get down with, and it's crazy dope. So it's going down. But yeah, so we got Stereo in the building, man. That's what's up.
Stereo, he's definitely a legend, man. Stereo,
Oh man, and you say unsung,
man, because a lot of people don't really know about Stereo. Like that's the kind of people we need to put in there. Like he didn't go national, but you know what I'm saying. Back then there wasn't no national.
He might not have. Well, obviously he was after me, but he might not have went national. But some of his stuff went national by other people.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes you know, sometimes they just got him for it. But sometimes he contributed, sometimes they just got it because he was young. He was a young dude in the game and talented. So you know, but that's why he bossed up right now. He's making things happen on his own nationally.
Relevant.
So, and he has a radio station he's kicking in on. So
it'll be 60-year-old rappers, y'all. It will be.
We're gonna have to get we got to get Stereo up on here and just holler at him and get his thing. But look for that Chill Stereo project.
Yeah, that's dope. That is dope.
Coming up, no doubt. But yeah, so again, I mean, and I told J. Kool, you gonna, no matter how many people you include, you're not gonna get everybody in. And this is the thing I wanted to add to this, J. Kool and Stacey. And it's not about how many people you have. It's not about who you included or who you didn't include, because guess what? You're not going to have a part 2 or 3. If part 1 is trash,
yeah,
you could have 5 billion people, every rapper that ever rapped from day 1 to yesterday. If it's trash, if the story is not good, you're not going to get a second chance. And that's why I told you need to go ahead and get a filmmaker to make a story. It has to be a story. It has to have arc. It has to have protagonists, antagonists. Get you a filmmaker.
Yeah,
conflict.
He didn't want no conflict.
Resolution.
I'm telling y'all, man. Yeah,
he was like, and I don't want us to say anything bad about him. I'm like,
because if the story is trash, I don't care how many people you have in it, you ain't gonna get a second chance.
Hey, you know what? Too story is trash. While we on here, y'all, Chris Styles and Crazy Dee and maybe even Chill, I talk to y'all. Give me a brief answer of why don't you think Cleveland was a bigger hub for music? Why don't the A&Rs
or why more artists didn't get national?
Like when Bone blew up, why didn't we become an Atlanta or Texas or something like that? What held us back? It had to be a problem.
Yeah, we asked a lot of people that
it wasn't all who was that? Why he ain't make it? And I was
that's a complex question, because it goes, since we're in the Midwest, the problem with us is our sound. So when Bone hit that, Bone is such a unique sound, unique sound. You're not going to find that. They're special, and to this day they're still special. It's a special group. Mm-hmm. So the problem was Cleveland. What sound Cleveland wanted? Remember, we are what you call it, a mosh pit,
melting pot.
Melting pot. You get guys that spit that fire that sound like they're from New York. You get the guys who got that West Coast vibe. You got them guys that got that vibe from Texas. You got the guys that the vibe they're from down south. The problem is when A&Rs come through, they're saying, well, why do we want those guys? I mean, why do we want that sound? We've got those guys in those states.
Speak on it.
But this was early in the year. This is early. Remember the 90s, mid 90s. That's what it was up to now it's different because everybody's pretty much sounding alike. So at this point, it's different driving what they're looking for. But at that time, during that time, they were looking for the unique voice, and our one unique voice was Bone because it didn't sound like anybody.
Right.
Right. But then in the city, we know everybody was dope. Man, he's dope. But
yeah.
dope, but he sound like he's from LA. Oh, he's dope. But he sound like he's from New York. And we got it's so complex though. Those some of the pieces that add on to it around that time. That's why it never went to the next. That's when Kid Cudi came out, he was just different. When Ray Cash came out, he was just different. They were just different guys. Oh, they were going to make it. I always tell guys now, if you really want to make it in this state of hip hop rap, don't sound like what's on the radio. Be yourself and sound different, and they're going to come to you now. You know, and that's one of them. I'm pretty sure Chill got more of it, but that's just on the surface of why we didn't. It wasn't because we have dope artists.
Oh yeah.
It was because the artists sound like at that time everything was regional in the industry. Chill, you know, and you know too, Jay, in the music industry, everything was regional at that time. What region were you from? Where are you from? Are you from there? Well, you need to be sounding like that. You from there, or you need to be sounding like that. And that's the issue. Look who came up to Cleveland to our shows, who was heavy influence. A-Ball MJG had a huge following. Scarface, the Ghetto Boys, Tila, Devin the Dude. Like, look at the
Mike
group
Jones.
Mike Jones, Gucci Man. Gucci Man used to do 3 shows in Ohio in 2 nights. Boom, 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 boom. So look at the influence that came.
Shorty Love.
Artists here. That's what we attach. That's what we hear. And then that's what we're going to do instead of we're just trying to be original to be us. And we just caught up in a melting pot, man. It works now.
And that was the crazy thing when we were doing this. One of the questions I kept trying to ask.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Her mic went out.
Her mic went out. Oh, please don't say it again.
Yeah, man, your mic out. Thanks.
I can unmute it over here.
Start over.
Hold on. Go ahead, unmute, Stacey. Unmute.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
So I said that was probably one of the harder questions because I started out where I was trying to ask all the artists, can you define what the Cleveland sound is? And nobody could be like, there's not a definitive sound like in other markets because there's such a melting pot and it's whatever somebody attaches to and like that style and adapt their style to that is kind of how it is. And so that was another thing that I learned was like, there's not really a Cleveland sound.
There is one though, but it's one group, but nobody just uses it because I don't know why. I always say that Royalty Camp, Ray Jr. Click and all that, they have that. Okay. They have that sound. Every time I hear it, I say, oh, that's Cleveland sound. That's it. But a lot of people don't vibe with it. I thought it was dope because when I was in PA and I was starting to hear it, I was like, yo, that's different. When I DJ and play it, it sounds different from everything else that was being played.
They went big with it too. They worked
it. I always say that right there is every time I hear it, when they make I say, oh, that is that sound. That's only you hear it in Cleveland, but nobody attaches to it because I think that's an internal Cleveland thing at that point. You know, that I can't address, but that sound of Ray and the Royalty Camp and even with Fat Owl and all that, it was that type sound that I know could have made it, but nobody grabbed because they wanted to do their own thing.
Right.
That's part one of them, I think, that's could have went.
Yeah. No, I think that that Chris, you did an excellent job of summing it up, and I knew you was gonna handle that question. That's why I just laid back and handle it passionately and genuinely. I knew you was gonna get that in. So, you know, ain't no need of me jumping in on that one, bro. Crazy Dee so cool. When he got something to say, he put his hand up like we in class. And Zoom, you know, Zoom does have that, you know, that raise your hand icon, that little thing you can put. But no, Crazy just like, okay, I got something. I'm gonna let you get in there, Dee, real quick. My brother Stereo is out there shouting Brothers for the Struggle.
Oh,
but
for
you
sure.
know, Jay Cool said already they talked to you talked to Paycheck
and Paycheck.
We got them. We got them a reunited. We got them a reunited concert.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, sure did.
Nice.
Performing Ready Rocks.
That song was a hit, man. I love that
song.
Hey,
We got them performing that.
Ready Rocks is a Cleveland classic any way you look at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They might have sold the most records hand to hand, I'm thinking, because everybody hit that record. Like before record sales, they were selling that out the trunk, and nobody not have that pre-bootlegging.
Hey, Ready Rocks was so cold that you know, it was a dude who wasn't really in the group, had like a couple of bars in the song. He became a Cleveland celebrity. Quick G the Menace.
Storming
with no warning. Oh man,
they got a funny story about that too.
He came in and killed it.
That's all. Just for the record, chill. He wrote the song. That was his song.
Ready Rocks was his whole song.
Yeah, he put them on it.
That's my man.
The story
Crazy D. Go ahead, D. Get in there.
Death Row came to town, and I forget his name. His name was D. He was kind of like a heavier set dude, but he was the one taking some of the Death Row artists around, and he was like, he said that Cleveland is so talented, but everybody is. I'm gonna put it in my own words. Everybody is going at each other. And so that kind of cut them short, or they felt like, why is there so much competition? Why aren't people together? And that kind of cut them short of grabbing someone. They were like, because they talked about gangster, but Cleveland being it is like what both guests said. It is like a melting pot. Everything comes in, everything imports, but nothing exports. So when they talk gangsterism, what I'm saying, Cleveland is gangsterism, and they were like, this is because what they might have been doing on record, they saw that it was hype all the time in Cleveland, and that kind of held them back. And I remember about Brothers for the Struggle. Brothers for the Struggle had a unique sound. I remember when
Mixmaster Quick
brought the records down to the Cleveland State Radio when I was on there, and I played "It's Over." I love that record, and then later Puffy used a stripped down version of it, Biggie, and made it, popped it larger. But I remember Pratt has a younger brother, and I was like promoting his CD for him for another record label, and he told a story about. He was sitting there when Dr. Dre called Pratt on the phone. You got to ask him about this, Jay and Stacey. Okay. You got to ask him about this. Now his younger brother says this. Now I don't know if his mind is skewed because he was a little kid, but he said he sat there and he listened to Pratt because Dr. Dre actually called him because that album got out to the West Coast. He talked to him and he said that Pratt was dogging the out of Dr. Dre about, I got my own Mixmaster Quick. Like, why don't come you? Quick can't come? No, man, you forget that click. Ask him. That's how Cleveland is. We're loyal.
Wow. So Cleveland.
As a matter of fact, Kevin Taylor just shouted out Gene, Mixmaster Quick. And just to let you know how far back we go, I don't know if people realize it, and I don't know if you realize this, Crazy D. I shouted out Quick in Nightmare on Chill Street. Mm-hmm. When I said it starts off the song, I was chilling at the party, Eugene was spinning. That's Quick. That's Eugene, Mixmaster Quick. You didn't know that, J. Cole?
I did not.
Nightmare on Chill Street, that's the first lyric. I was chilling at the party, Eugene was spinning. TB Box Spin Love was grinning. So yeah, Gene got a shout out on that one. But and just to say, if things had worked out the way they should have, you got to remember, J. Cole, if Bango and Surge had a hit, because that's a sound that would have been considered a Cleveland sound. It wasn't a West Coast sound. It wasn't a New York sound. It wasn't a Southern sound, and it was just dope. They was just dope MCs, and people in the industry recognized how dope their sounds were. And that's a whole nother story.
But Ready Rocks, though, listen, Ready Rocks was dope song. It was better than the Dope Man. Like if you listen to Ready Rock, like they keep telling you like what it is. Like yo, we still on that block. Like this is us. We not. This is not no act.
Ooh.
Like literally.
And it wasn't just Ready Rocks, because they also came with that Chop Stop joint.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, so it was like real. We knew it. We seen it. Yo, that's for real. Like they doing it for real. That what made it so.
Yeah, that was a very dope song.
Crazy dope. That might. Hey,
you know what? Real
no
quick.
disrespect to the big bone hits. But man, Ready Rocks might be one of the dopest songs that ever came out of Cleveland.
Yeah, and look, when they asked Bone who was out before them, there's an interview out there where they say Ready Rocks. We didn't seen it. I tell you what, too, man. Quick shout out too, man. Definitely Pratt was a lyrical genius, man. But you've been mentioning him, and we haven't said it, but man, Surge is probably one of the greatest MCs I ever saw in my life. Just to put that on record and to get that down, man. A lot of people ask me how I got good, or I remember we went to the seminar and JT Money from the Poison Clan was like, man, how y'all rap so good and y'all from Cleveland, what y'all feeding off of? I'm like, well, there's some cats in here that'll blow your head off if you ain't flowing in here. Surge you would get embarrassed if you wasn't flowing around Surge, and he had another gear. Like, how dare you say anything to get a snicker from a crowd or something on him, and he would let you have it. So
hey, J. Cool, I talked to Surge. I told this to Surge maybe 3 days ago. I was talking to Surge, and I was telling him that people give Surge like his freestyle off the brain credits because he was crazy ridiculous. One of the dopest freestyle cats that you will ever meet. But his pen game was better than his freestyle game.
Wow.
Surge's pen game, and I'm agreeing with you, J. Cool. I never really met an MC that was dope as Surge like that. And I'm talking about period, not locally, not in Cleveland. Period. Surge is one of the dopest MCs that, when you hear people put words together and put ideas together, and you be like, man, where did you get that from? That's as MCs, that's when you hear somebody and they impress you, the first thing you think of is, man, where did you get that from? Like, what part of your mind did you get? Like, I thought about that. No, man, that Surge, and actually, Surge is watching right now. He's in the building.
Shout out to Surge. Yeah, I'm about to say I wanted to make sure I said it while he was in the building too, because
so Surge is in the building.
On the record.
I have to go. I appreciate you guys for letting me on. Chill. I appreciate you.
Hey, Chris, we are hour and 10 minutes past the time that the show was supposed to run.
It was too good.
I
It was too good.
But I thought that.
Yeah. So
what you're doing for the culture, Jay. I appreciate you, Crazy Dee. We got to link up, man, so I can chop it up with you. Chill.
Wonderful meeting you.
Wonderful. You guys have
we'll meet him again. He's the music director at the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll link up.
All right, Chris. Appreciate you, bro.
Peace.
All right.
That's dope.
So you know, Crazy Dee, how we do the overtime, the after hours. That's why the Friday. I don't even know if it's called Chill Talk. It's the Chill Talking. I don't know. Chill Talk 2. We need a name for this. The Friday show, but we go way after hours. Probably just to entertain ourselves. But if anybody watches what we talk about after we go way past, it's jewels that you'll get that you wouldn't get anywhere else. So even if it's one or two people that keep watching after this ridiculously long set, they're gonna come up on some stuff. That it always happens like that. But yeah, we do have Surge in the building. Man, I still reference some Surge bars, like not rapping or nothing, but just like every day something happened, and I'll reference a Surge verse, probably that nobody heard but me.
Hey, look, yeah.
And it's crazy hot.
Yeah, but you know what? That was my boy. So I be doing Surge's thing, low key Hootie Mac. I'm still on all that. I mean, I still spit Surgisms. That's my man's with them. Hey, look, and just to touch off too, just to talk about the seminar, man. He was up there and he battled Master Ace at the height of the Juice Crew record. We are in the crowd in New York. I'm talking to some random New Yorkers who we done smoked on the rhyme on the side already, probably anyway. But they like, who you with? We rolling with Serge. Like, who is that? The guy from Cleveland. They like, what? Get out of here. He pulled Master Ace first round.
Not just first round, the first battle of the night.
The first. Yep, and we was like, we about to see what your boy got right now. And they tried to set Master Ace up so he could win it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he Juice Crew famous. He got Craig G, all his people in there. Serge go up there and freestyle off the head. And I forget, I don't know if this the round, but Serge said the round was like, man, I don't care if my eyes was gouged, my arm was behind my back, one leg
behind my back.
I still say a round of the fuck you up, and the crowd just went crazy, man.
Oh no, that bar was the something about if I don't care if some carrots with your mama and run with your daddy, something was your mother and your uncle. If you went to school and LL taught the class, I would still say a rhyme that would wax your ass.
Yeah, I mean he was just off the top with this shit, like just off the top killing them. So he beat Master Ace. It's an intermission. Craig G has an issue with it and says something during the intermission.
Cass was rhyming during the intermission.
Yep. So
and Craig G had attitude that Serge took his boy out.
It might have mentioned something.
Oh, he ain't might have mentioned it. He definitely took shots at Serge during intermission.
Yep. So Serge go up the next round. I forget who he was battling.
Okay. First of all, J. Cole, let me just let you know how dope this is. Okay, because what you about to say is Serge is battling somebody else.
Yep.
During his battle with somebody else, he like takes a timeout and goes at Craig G. Crowd goes wild, comes back and handles the dude that he's rapping with. But I want you to understand something. The dude who has right now been nameless, who you just saying, a dude who Serge is rapping against and took time out to go rap against somebody else, that dude was a bona fide New York City killer. That was Lord Finesse.
Oh, he sure did beat Lord Finesse.
That was who he was rapping against when he stopped, started talking about Craig G, and then came back and finished off Lord Finesse.
And he said something.
Lord Finesse could have easily won that whole battle himself. As a matter of fact, Lord Finesse was probably, I mean, outside of Serge, I mean, I know Master Ace, everybody was on his riding with him, and Fresco won. Lord Finesse was probably the dopest MC in that battle.
Yeah. And he said something about like you had a minute to rhyme and he had 30 seconds and he said something in a rhyme like, I got 30 seconds left to take care of this dude. Like in the middle of the flow and the crowd went crazy. But just witnessing stuff like that, man, and not knowing in the moment that was historic. Like, man, nobody had never done that. We Cleveland guys, man, we 5 deep in like a Ford Taurus at the time. You know what I'm saying? And for that to come, for us to be able to talk about it at this point and put it on film is kind of.
Yeah, Serge is in the house. He said, thanks for the love.
Oh, no doubt about it, bro. Shot. Brody shot.
Did we interview Serge? I'm sorry, there's been a lot of faces.
No, we ain't got we ain't got
okay.
Serge yet.
Well, the next thing I need to hear from him is what time and when we gonna film him.
And
through Zoom.
Just for the record,
so that's my next question now.
We wanted to bring this up that the COVID-19 definitely affected the documentary.
Right.
We had just got good on editing too.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? We in production, and it was just like everybody separate. So it stopped filming. We was scheduled to go finish filming stuff like that, but now due to Zoom, we can Yeah, we can get Surge in there, Zoom. We looking for, like I said,
Phone.
all them peoples.
Just take an hour. You ain't gonna put no pants on. Ain't nobody gonna have no pants on to do no interview.
You don't gotta put no pants.
Hey,
Okay, that's where we
again,
at.
I like to remind everybody that let me see where my notes at. Where my notes at.
Just saying, don't get gussied up for us.
Anyway, I
gotta go and be a mom now, so I gotta get the phone.
Okay, before you leave, make sure this Sunday, I'm interviewing. Jaquan is interviewing me, and on Friday he's interviewing Melly Mel, and which I'm gonna have to catch it on the replay because I'm doing an interview with the Kofi Pie Side research team. These brothers is next level with their information. And some of them, you saw some of them, my man Sean, and they were joined by the Masi warrior clan member Panther, who was in Afghanistan and dropped on us. But I'll be talking to their crew on Friday. But on that Sunday, I'm being interviewed by Jay Quan, and I'll post, where to find him at and all that. So, Stace, love you.
Yes.
Go do your mom thing.
Yes.
And,
or I'm gonna do some TikToks afterwards too. I'm gonna be a mom and do some
TikToks.
Because I've gone down the hole now, and there's no coming back. They've got me. They've got me now, and now I'm in a cult. And
TikToks in a minute too.
Right. Like I wake up in the morning like, ooh, what TikTok I'm gonna make today? See, it's a problem. But it's okay.
All right. Appreciate you, love you. See you. Real quick, because although I shouted it out earlier, somebody else asked, was this a September original behind me? And yes, it is. This is a September Shy original piece behind me. And anybody want to get down with her dope artwork, she's all on social media, September Shy, which, by the way, is her government name. How dope is that? That's her government name, September Shy. Like her daddy last name Shy. And she was born in September. But yeah, so this is original artwork behind me from my girl September Shy. So J. Kool, Crazy Dee, anything before we shut it down on another 3.5 hour show that was supposed to be 2 hours?
Yeah, I have a follow-up question to J. Kool about Catch 22. When they changed the contract, said they could change the beat, you didn't own the music. When they changed the beat, did they give you a reason? What kind of direction? Because labels try to have copycat artists. Like one label has this person, they want to make this group kind of like that group to sell, right? Did they say that why they changed the beat and what direction they were trying to take you in? And number two, who's representing for EQ on the documentary?
We don't have nobody represent for EQ, but he will be in there because EQ's a super major part for me being here. That's my first studio and everything. We got the EQ part covered. I don't have anybody specifically. And as far as that record changing, Crazy Dee, they ain't tell us nothing. I don't even want to cuss on here. They ain't tell us shit.
Hey. And Lady Skill is saying good night. What does Serge say? I'm pulling a Cochise down here. Y'all got me. Oh, Serge is over there crying now. He said he pulling a Cochise. He over there crying. But D, let me tell you this. And this is exclusive. This is what J. Kool and them are not telling you about the deal. Here's the issue with the initial single that came out of to profile the Catch 22. I want you to understand that the song that the label picked was not a song that they submitted. It wasn't even a song, period. Not that it wasn't a song submitted. Right. It wasn't a song.
Way to go, Chill. I forgot about that. You're right.
In between songs, they did skits.
Yep.
And Okay, and I told him just give him the damn songs.
He
Y'all was
did.
doing,
Yes,
y'all
he
was doing
did.
too
He
much,
said,
and
"This
that
is
shit came back to bite him. But oh, don't get me wrong, the skits was mad clever, but you can't get all extra like that with these labels when you're trying to push a
Hey, just
single.
for the record too, the E40 choices. It was just like that. It said no. Dun, 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 no. Dun,
So
dun.
it wasn't even a song
So
when
we
the,
put stuff in between there, and it was a commercial.
when the record company called me back and said, "Okay, we like the song." It was I think they said a number of the song or the name of
Yeah,
it,
number 11 or just
and I was
asking.
like, "Just Asking," and I'm
Yeah,
thinking like, ain't no damn song on there called "Just Asking," and y'all had some dope songs on there.
sure did.
Man, that one, that something, I want to play Matador. Well, what you mad for?
Yeah,
Sucking
what
something
you
run,
mad
but you
for? Yeah,
gotta. Oh
you
man, y'all had some dope
rolling.
songs. So when they said "Just Asking," I'm thinking like, did they send something that I don't even know what the hell they sent? Because I don't remember a song called "Just Asking." And then the dude's like, "Go back and listen to the track. It's after this and it's before that." And I'm like, "Man, that's not a damn song. It was like a what a 20-second skit."
In the De La Soul era, you know, when you used to make the little skits like that.
And I knew it was a problem. I knew it was a problem at that point.
And,
But
and a
hey,
small footnote too, man, and what was dope too about to me about our deal too, we was signed by Dave Moss, who was Sal's Moss' son, who owns Downtown Records. And
and
he
and
and
Dave
he
Moss had just put on. He discovered, was it Quick?
yep, he was and he had free reign at
DJ
profile.
Quick, not
Yep.
Mixmaster Quick.
Because his
DJ Quick.
the first person he signed was DJ Quick. So they said after he signed Quick, they was like, you can sign whoever you want. And he got us.
Yeah. So they picked the song. So they changed beats because firstly it wasn't even a song.
Yeah, we had
It
to
was a
add to it.
skit that they turned into a song
Yeah.
because it's like if that's what they want, then they had to actually make it a song because it was like a 20-second skit. So
Yep.
they actually had to make a full out song off of that. So that's how that went. J. Cole, you forgot that, right?
I sure did, man. And not only that, too, I tell you what, one of my problems was too, Crazy Dee, because I looked at it after they did it and like, who remixed my record without my permission? It was a guy named Humphrey Riley, 1991 Profile Records, just asking.
Humphrey.
Humphrey Riley, and I met him later in Atlanta, and we had a very good time at a bar, chopping it up about that. It was pretty cool. But yeah, man, they didn't tell us nothing crazy. That record came on. Matter of fact, Chill, I thought you was about to tell the story of how we blew your phone up. It's like we called Chill instantly, like, man, you hear this shit? Like, let's go. I'm like, I'm young. I'm like, Chill, let's go out there. Let's go out there and do it like that.
Hey, I told him, hey, on my mind was, man, I told y'all not to do that in the first place.
You sure?
Y'all gave him too many choices. Y'all gave him too many choices that y'all did too much.
Yeah, that was
Too many
that.
dope singles, and they selected a song that wasn't even a full out song. So
They took a skit.
they took a skit.
But yeah.
But it other than as far as is the money that was gonna happen, they had a good sound deal.
Yeah.
And they got paid.
And I got a jacket, boy.
And he got the jacket.
Son. That was the main thing back then. I was like, I just need this jacket.
And he got a jacket.
Official. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
But that was another bridge that was another glass ceiling that had been broken.
Yeah.
That was another level that had been accomplished by Cleveland artists that before that hadn't happened.
And when I tell people like, man, I'm in the first group that signed a major deal in Cleveland, they like, you was in Bone. I'm like, no, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I might be an asterisk. They definitely sold more than me, but you know what I'm saying? We was definitely the first and nobody could take it away from us. And I thought it was euphoric at the time because like I said, Chill had been the first guy and then we was with this guy and then he had got us through there. I'm like, oh man, we on our way, man. I quit school. I was going to Cleveland State with you. I quit school instantly. Like soon as that check and them jackets hit, I told my mama I was out.
So they got that. What came first, J. Cool, the check or the jackets?
The check came first because the check came fast as hell, but the jackets wasn't far because we ordered them boys, man. Them jackets got there, man. I was like, I don't need to go to school no more. Life is easy. I had a brand new Subaru. I thought I was doing it. And that record came out and it wasn't our beat, man. I lost it. Like, oh my God. But yo, I do want to send out, man, in closing too, because I do got to get out of here. One thing, I know a lot of people ain't here yet, but I thought it was cool that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame reached out to us and said that they will archive everything that they was doing. They got wind of the project. They reached out to me and said, you know, we wanted to do something like that. We just didn't know who to contact. So like if people got old footage and stuff like that, definitely send it in to us. We got an email address. It is clehiphopdoc@gmail.com. clehiphopdoc@gmail.com. I do have an album in the can, but the COVID didn't stop that for you, Crazy. Feeling Crazy is out in the stores now. And y'all can follow me on Instagram and YouTube at jcool, JAYKOOL 44108.
And just let everybody know, whoever's watching this late into the night, that in addition to the project that I'm gonna be doing with Stereo, we did record a version, a remake of the Juice Crew, iconic Juice Crew song, Symphony. We did a Cleveland symphony. Myself, my boy Riff Raff, my sister Indica Spitz, and Eric Wilson, who not only produced it but also is dropping bars on it.
That's the Cleveland Kanye. That's my man's in there.
So we that is recorded, and you know Eric is still tinkering with it, but look for that coming out. I had to drop bars on them youngins. They didn't know they didn't know what I had for them, but so we look for that to come out, and we'll probably do a video on that. But I'm looking forward to this project with Stereo. It's gonna be dope. I'm excited by just what the music was, and it represented, and the tone of what I get a chance to talk about. So people might hear more of that, because I still haven't finished writing the bars yet, but I'm almost done. But so that's what's up. But also June 7th, 5:30, I'm being interviewed by this man right here. I'm looking forward to this because Crazy Dee said he going in.
Yep, and I need a copy of this.
He said he's gonna start from when I was a baby. That's funny. And martial arts, right? He gonna get into the people they didn't know about the martial arts part of Chill until the other day when we did the Talk to Me About Whatever show.
The Bender.
Yeah, and you know what, man? That's funny too, man, because I have kicked it with Chill for a long time, man, and he nonchalantly never says nothing about that, man. But like a double black belt and like nobody can run up. It's not as simple as it looks. Like, don't do it. Oh man.
But yeah, so what June 7th? Tell them you put it in the you put something in the thread.
The flyer in there.
Okay, you put the flyer in there. So I'll be blowing that one up in the next few days. So they'll see all of that on my end. So all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for hanging out that long. Anytime I do an interview this long, whatever food everybody in my house was eating, they done ate it all up because I'm still sitting here. And my son could have brought me a plate or something.
Right, I got a pee too, and I'm hungry.
All right, Serge is throwing out 5th degree. Actually, Serge is 6th degree.
Right, I know. See, I knew it was something. I'm like, man, let's do this.
5th degree is good.
Don't do it.
And I really say 6th degree because I was fortunate to be promoted to 6th degree along with my brothers, Daryl Shake
I
and
think I
Bake
seen that,
Felons,
Tracy. You put a picture of that up.
Gino Dog McCully, Melvin Hound Dog Brown, and Keith the Red Dragon Collins. We all got our 6th-degree master's degree together, and we all were inducted into the United States Karate Association Hall of Fame together,
Oh.
along with our instructor who had already been into the Hall of Fame as a competitor, but he got inducted as a coach uh, along with us. And Stereo, that's old school. Stereo said that he knew Clifford Ford. Clifford Ford, rest in peace. Clifford Ford was another one of our martial artists. He was a younger dude, and he was like, anyway, he was like a little dude that hit like a grown man. Man, parents was complaining of how hard Clifford Ford was hitting them little kids because he was little too, but he was rocking with us, and so he balled out with us. So when he fought kids his age, it wasn't good. And so Stereo was saying that he shouted out my man Clifford Ford, rest in peace. So big ups to my man. And Jamal, you just going in, Stereo. You know what, Stereo, we got to get you in on just the all martial arts show since you shouted out all these old school
And thanks
martial
for all
artists.
y'all. This is my first Zoom thing, man. So we'll be moving to this format. So I had to get in on this. I need a cool background like y'all. I'll
No,
be doing better in the future.
keyboard and drums and the keyboard and the backlight you got there for the booth. That's
Yeah,
that's a smooth look right there.
that's an
Yeah, that
ASR 10 too, which I know about the ASR.
hey, J. Cole got a working background. That's background where he putting in work back there. That's a studio background.
I tell you what, man, we definitely ran over, and I'm gonna just send a simple shout out to, man. Make sure y'all check out. I'm doing the music for Mike Berry's new movie, State of Mind. I'm telling y'all, this is one of the best movies I've seen come out of here, like ever. Like he didn't figured it out. This is going to go. I'll
All right.
be my night will be that.
We up out of here, y'all. We done, man, y'all crazy,
And
man. Put having me on here this long, man.
deuces.
Ain't nobody watching all this, man. Anyway, no, but this is gold mine. Anybody want to come back and listen to that? They go hear some stuff that they don't know nothing about, that they ain't heard. And if they love hip hop and Cleveland hip hop, they gonna need to get down with this. But thanks to everybody that came on the show. DJ Chris Styles, my man Gil Robertson, the president of the African American Film Critics Association. Man, Gil took that organization, four of us meeting at a bar drinking, to now he got like Denzel showing up in Hollywood accepting awards. So that's crazy. All right, we up out of here.
Peace.
Peace and love.